All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes on social media. My name is Judson Powell. I got to get this in real quick. I got exactly 15 minutes. Anyway, want to talk about the Trump impeachment and like what we need to do, okay? Because it's probably not going to happen that the Senate is going to impeach him also and he'll end up going to trial. But I think what people need to do at this point, whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever, you need to put pressure on him to resign. Because this whole thing right now is already a fiasco to the country. There's like already too much stuff, there's already too much stuff really going on, and it's an embarrassment to the whole United States of America. And so all these people who claim that they're patriotic and they're patriots and all of this stuff, if you really want to save the country, then you need to tell your boy to resign. I'm talking about, and I'm shouting out to the Republicans. Tell your boy to resign. And if he doesn't, then there's no way in the world that y'all should be behind him. And I talked about all of this stuff, the reasons why, people love Trump. The only reason why rich conservatives love Trump is because Trump got that tax cut through. He's eliminated all the environmental regulations. And he's basically all the climate regulations, all the trade agreements. He's gotten rid of all of that. So they got a clean slate and they got money. So that's why they like him. They don't like him. They don't think he's a great guy. They don't even like it, really, to tell you the truth. And like I told somebody on a post last night, the whole thing is you got to realize war and racism are the smoke screen and mirrors of conservatives. That's what they use. They start a war, or they incite racism or some type of, structured racism. So that's what the wall, all of that stuff, that's what it's about. You ain't got nothing to do. Look, the wall is insignificant and non-dispositive. It has nothing to do with what's going on in the United States of America. As a matter of fact, like I said, it's smoke screen and mirrors. Same thing with all this other stuff. Why are so many rednecks in the news cycle? Just think about stuff like that. Why is all this stuff all of a sudden, well, if Trump is impeached, we're going to start a civil war. Well, he got impeached yesterday, so where's the civil war? That's what I'm trying to say. And look, rich people don't want no civil war because what? War on the United States soil is not good for them. Because they got businesses. They don't, Walmart don't want to close down. Target don't want to close down. Amazon certainly don't want to close down. So and at Christmas time, look, they're not even gonna let them rednecks do that. It's not about to happen. I'm telling you. So even if something pops off, there'll be troops and, National Guard people there like immediately. Right? I'm just telling you, because that messes with the money. Now, if they was over in Afghanistan or Iraq or, Yemen or, and it ain't gonna pop off. Ain't nothing good. Like I said, ain't nothing gonna pop off in Dubai because that's the rich people's playground and all of this stuff. I'm telling you, you got to understand what money does. And if you want to find out what's going on, follow the money. And I'm just telling you, they are not going to allow that stuff to go down. All it is it's like the Bible verse, wars and rumors of wars. Well, of course they're going to be wars and rumors of wars if you start them. It's like, that's not, look, that's why I be laughing at people. It's like, that's not prophecy. That's just common sense. And so I say, well, they're going to be wars and rumors of wars. And I'm the one that has the power to start wars. Just like because all the wars that we fight, they're over what? Why are we in Afghanistan? Because they got poppy fields, they got heroin, and then all of a sudden we start seeing the deaths from what? From black tar heroin go sky. Opioids, that's what it is. It's heroin. Come on, y'all. Don't, wake up. Message, whatever you got to do in order to go. That, look, I think what they say, we've been in Afghanistan like almost 20 years. And what's happening? All we doing is shipping the heroin back over here. And this time thank goodness this time it's not black people doing it. It's the, they doing that for the white folks. The white folks is, like my daddy used to say, heroin puts you in a junkie nod where you just go, like you just incoherent. So, but they get methadone and they get to go to the clinic and all that. When crack was on the street, we just go to jail. Lock them up, with Dave Chappelle's joke, sprinkle some crack on him. Sprinkle some crack on him and lock him up. That's it. So we need to, look, Trump is a criminal. He needs to resign. He's a criminal. And I mean, what Maxine Waters said and what Kamala Harris said is true. We have a criminal in the White House now. We got a criminal in the White House. So how is that supposed to help the country? And the other thing is, if you're the leader of another nation, would you really want to sit down with this guy and negotiate some type of agreement or treaty or anything like that? No. He's the lamest of lame ducks. He is. He really is. He's the lamest of lame ducks because, and I'm using it out of the typical lame duck, context, meaning, but he has created his own lame duckness, if you will. So I'm going to use that, his own lame duckness. So he has created that. And that's the whole thing. It's like, look, he needs to resign. He needs to leave. And that's the one thing, like when Richard Nixon got caught, Richard Nixon didn't even actually really hurt the country. The stuff, and neither did Clinton. Bill Clinton and Richard Nixon really did not hurt the country. They hurt themselves. And really, to tell you the truth, Clinton didn't really hurt himself. Right? Okay, that's a bad joke. But all I'm saying is, y'all impeach this man for having a consensual sexual relationship with an intern. Okay? But we got a dude that's colluding with the Russians, obstructing Congress, doing all this, and running amok. And I said this, I was live on Facebook and I told her, I was like, look, the whole thing about this is we have got to start respecting the rule of law again. This man don't respect the rule of law, and that's what we are. We are a country of laws and all of that. And then the other thing is, because he has allowed white nationalism to explode, so now all of this, and that's how come the racism is so pervasive. The racism is pervasive because we have allowed white nationalists. When he first got in office, his chief of staff was an admitted white nationalist. He's a racist. He should, it's like, what is that dude doing in there? Because the majority, look, I'm sorry, and this is the one thing that they all scared of. The majority of the people in this country are not white. The majority of the people in this country, remember, and I always talk about the Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet and stuff like that from the 80s, and they had the whole thing about, well, now it has manifested, so if you want to talk about prophecy, then Flavor Flav and Chuck D are prophets indeed. All right, let's talk about, I don't care what you think about them, but they are prophets indeed, because guess what? It's 0-0 now, which, because there are zero babies. It basically is equal for every white baby born. One white person dies, and their population is not increasing. But let me tell you something: black, brown, yellow, and red folks is multiplying. All right, they are multiplying. Look, I live in Arizona. There are, black and brown people is getting it in. Okay, let me just tell you, they getting it in, and that's the real fear. That's why they don't want, look, the reason why Trump want to build the wall is because they know, and the reason why they get along, let's be real. The reason why him and the Russians get along is because they brothers. It's just like if a dude come over here from Nigeria, which according to the DNA and stuff, I got Nigerian and I got blood from Sierra Leone in me, right? Okay, so if that's the case, right? If that's the case, then if something goes down and it's a dude from Sierra Leone and a dude from Romania. Who am I down? Who am I gonna be down with? Same difference. All right, same difference, same thing, you know. So that's why I'm trying to wake y'all. Look, this has to do with white supremacy. It has to do with white nationalism, with Zionism, all of these things that they try to sweep under the rug and act like it don't exist. But that's why he's in collusion with the Russians. That's why they're trying to influence the elections. That's why. He ain't got nothing to, you know, because what else does he, besides winning, you know, but. And the other thing is, he probably wouldn't have won. You know, he even made a thing talking about he accused Hillary of throwing the election just so that he would win and embarrass him. And he knew that he couldn't do the job. Come on, y'all. I mean, come on, come on. You know, come on. Let's do it. You see what I'm saying? And now everything is, you know, and then you got all of these so-called evangelicals. That's why I got out of Christianity. You got all of these so-called evangelicals walking around talking about Trump is Jesus and he's God and God chose him. And this man sits up there and talks about a dead man. And look, the other thing is, not only does he not follow the rule of law, but he don't have no class. He just classless. He's like, you know, he's like, you know, and I guess that's why he can get around, get along with these people, you know, with his constituency. You know, that's why he gets along with them, because he's basically, he has no tact. He has no character. It's like, come on, man. You know, you're the president of the United States, the leader of the free world. Sir, you know, you're in an argument on social media with a 16-year-old girl. Come on, y'all. That's, you know, and that's the president of the United States. You talked ill of a dead man in front to his wife. Told him that he went to hell because his wife voted to impeach him. I mean, come on. You look. You cannot make this stuff up. Even if you wanted to, you could not make this stuff up. Really, you couldn't. You know, so I believe that the man should go ahead and resign. Just go ahead and resign and put the country out of his misery. And then you sit up there and you talk about, oh, you're the master of the deal, the art of the deal, and all this kind of stuff. And you haven't sat down and negotiated not one single solitary thing with anybody. So he does not follow the rule of law. He does not follow the guidelines for a representative democracy. And the one thing I will say about President Obama didn't have no support from nobody. He didn't have support from his party because they didn't have any advantage in the House or the Senate. But he still managed to get Obamacare through. Because why? Because he went and he talked to people and he shook hands and he kissed babies and did all of that. Trump doesn't have that kind of moxie about him. You know, he can't do it. He just can't. And in order to say the country, like I said, he's a lame duck. Who, you know, if I'm you know, a leader of another country and I'm trying to, like, say I'm the leader of Germany, I don't want to talk to him. You know, and it'll be because that tarnishes their legacy. And then all of a sudden he's doing all this stuff. Oh yeah, we're doing a $1 billion economic thing for black people. And then he got the usual suspects standing up there behind his back, the ones that got his back. And you really believe that? I don't. Anyway, Donald Trump, President 45, the orange guy, whatever you call him. All right, resign, man, and put the country out of his misery. Just go back. Man, you want to play golf anyway. You play more golf than you do legislating stuff or being president. All you do is play golf. Let's be real. You play golf. I don't even know how. Somebody know how his golf game is? Is he like a scratch golfer or is he like a hack? You know, what's up? You know, would Tiger Woods play with him? Or what, better question, would he play with Tiger Woods? If Tiger Woods offered it. Anyway, hit the like button, subscribe button, share button, love button.